Yeah, we're ready. Let's go. All right, we are officially live. I think. Yep, it says live, so that means we're live. Welcome to a rare day episode from the Sauce Network, but we have to because there's so many day games today. We're not going to waste any time bullshitting. Congratulations to Toast for winning last night. I think he had to finish like close to plus 5 units. Me and Beaver were right there, though. We both, I think it was 1.8 and 1.6 or something like that. I don't even remember, but all three of us did well last night. So today, I should say, I plan on taking my belt back from Toast. Well, we certainly know that Beaver won't be taking it, so it's up to me.
I haven't won an episode since the first week we did them, so it's been quite a while.
Maybe today's your day.
You get bonus points for not saying you haven't won since Nam, though. I will give you a bonus point for that.
I haven't won since Vietnam.
Yeah, that's because it was actually the Korean War was the last time I won. So we'll leave that be though. Dude, the Violet Beauregard hit yesterday. It's fucking hype, dude. You like that name?
I didn't know who it was until you posted the pictures. The girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
How do you even know her name, freak?
Does he probably watch it all the time?
Because he probably masturbated to that movie. All right, yeah. Let's start. Braves at Phillies. I'll go first. Yo, Beaver, make sure you enunciate your picks because editing the results when you're not even saying it sucks. So this is how I'm going to do it. Listen. My pick for this game is an SGP. Atlanta plus 1.5 and the over 6.5. I'm not a big Charlie Morton guy, but I'm also not big on this Phillies lineup anymore, man. I mean, how long does the trench have to be before you call something a slump or call something like, hey, they just suck? Because it's been a while. It's not late. If you rewind back to late May, this lineup was explosive. It's not anymore. They're definitely missing Segura to get things going. I don't even know when he's coming back. It was 60-day DL, so it could still be a while. In the past 2 weeks, the Phillies are 26th in Major League Baseball in OPS versus right-handed pitching. I mean, they're down there with the Marlins, the Pirates, the Tigers. They haven't been hitting well, especially haven't been hitting righties well. I think it's a good spot for Charlie Morton to throw himself a decent game. I like Kyle Gibson more than Charlie Morton, but other than that, I think the Braves are a much more complete, much better baseball team than the Phillies. Also, Kyle Gibson's last 2 home starts were pitiful, and I bet the Phillies in both those games. So I have taken 2 straight L's on Kyle Gibson's home starts, not taking a third. Going that same game parlay is the bet for me. Oh, also the Braves have the stronger bullpen as well, and they're better rested. So, yep, that's where I'm at. Toast, why don't you go second?
Mr. Enunciation, what were the odds on that?
I didn't even say it.
Yeah, I didn't hear you enunciate those.
I'm going to enunciate it right now. Atlanta plus 1.5, over 6.5. Same game parlay at minus 115 for 0.75 units.
All right, Toasty. Mute.
Very similar boat as Kyle. I actually did Braves plus 1.5, under 10.5 at plus 110. And I'm just doing that for a half a unit. I took the Braves plus 1.5 because there's a big part of my body that feels like the Phillies can win today, but I'm too much of a coward to say it on live YouTube. So I'm going to take an extra run and a half and see what happens.
Beaver, what do you think?
There has to be some man bold enough to say the Phillies money line on air today, and that would be me. It's not like a huge bet. I'm only putting a half unit on it, but truly, I actually like the spot for the Phillies. Yes, their offense has been lackluster against righties. I've been fading them a ton, and I've been cashing out. But simply put, if there's a horrible spot for Charlie Morton, it's on the road against some lefties. He's going to be seeing 5 or 6 of those today. And he's been getting lit up in those spots. He's really been good against the Phillies. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. Previous start against the Phillies, 5.2 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks. But as I was saying, that spot on the road is not good for him. And then Kyle Gibson, yes, he did underperform his last 2 times against the Atlanta Braves lineup. But Those were both on the road. I know Kyle said his last 2 home starts were pretty dreadful, but overall throughout Kyle Gibbs, yeah, I know. Hey, they're bad. But throughout Kyle Gibson's career, he's always been much better at home. I think we see some regression there today. And if you look at Atlanta, right, against right-handed pitching since July 10th, 28th in OBP, 18th OPS is decent, 24th WRC plus, and they only have the 8th lowest hard hit percentage. So as long as Kyle Gibson can keep it in the park, I'm gonna ride with an evenly matched, I guess, lineup and starting pitching, but the better bullpen. Hopefully Phillies don't blow it. And with some Atlanta guys missing, I like the value here.
All right. So Beaver for his first loss of the day on Phillies money line.
Yep.
Next game, please. Padres at Tigers. Beaver, why don't you start us off?
All right. So in this one, I'm gonna go with the Padres first 5 money line. Got that at -124, and I'm gonna put 0.75 units on that one. While I would love to go Detroit here, people can point to how Darvish is worse on the road and how Skubal is starting to look better lately, and the fact that the Padres can't hit lefties. But that hasn't been so true as of late. If you look at the last 3 left-handed pitchers to face the Padres, they've combined for a 7.71 ERA and a 1.93 whip. And in the month of July, if you look at it big picture-wise, they're still 12th in OBP, WRC+, have the 10th highest walk rate. So I think they could get some stuff done here against Skubal in that first 5. Even I think just 1 or 2 runs will do the job. And then on the other side, yes, Darvish is a little worse on the road, but holy Christ, he's really good against left-handed batters. Like, really good. 546 OPS, 243 WOBA, just a 21.3 hard hit percentage on the road against lefties. I love the spot for him. Don't need to tell you how bad Detroit's bats have been. They put that on full display every single day. I like the value here at just -124 through the first 5.
I'll go second because I'm in a very similar spot. I'll give you the bets first, Beaver. So San Diego money line at -147 for a full unit, and Detroit first 5. All right, ready? Detroit first 5 team total under 1.5 at -125 for 0.75 units.
I was looking at that too. I like that. The only reason I didn't go with the full game is because the bullpen, but
yeah. So the whole fade the Padres against left-handed pitching, that trend we were on, I think it's time to hop off that. It's time to put that to rest. In the past month, the Padres are 23rd in OPS against left-handed pitching. Not good, right? But if you isolate it to the past 2 weeks, they hop all the way up to 11th. So that lineup is starting to hit lefties. So I don't really care what was happening 3 weeks ago. They're starting to hit lefties now. Combine that with the fact that Skubal, man, he just hasn't been the same. He started off the season so good. He's really just not pitching well at all. I actually think he's coming off a good start, right?
Yeah, against Oakland.
Right. But other than that start, overall, this dude has been fade material for a couple months now. Another weird aspect here, and it's going to be a weird aspect in a lot of these games over the next few days, this could be Skubal's last game as a Detroit Tiger.
Don't say that. Don't ruin my hairs.
I read something on Twitter that the Tigers are listening to offers.
I don't want to put that energy out there. Leave Scoobs alone.
So, if the Tigers are realistically shopping Skubal, how long are they going to throw him into the game? You know what, though? That shouldn't matter too much, though, because the Tigers' bullpen has been pretty solid all year. So, forget I said that. To me, none of this means anything because Darvish right now is peaking. He looked so good against the Mets in his last start. He's looked so good in like 7 of his last 8 starts. The dude is dealing. And the Tigers can't hit right-handed pitching to save their lives. In the last month, they're dead last in the league by far. So the Tigers against a righty, it should be an easy win. I probably will also throw a little bit on the Padres run line too. But you know what? I'm doing it. Add another bet.
Okay.
Let's go see. Well, let's go see what it's at real quick. Oh, nice. The money line came down to -142. But whatever, I don't care. So that's at +120. So give me the Padres -1.5 at +120 for a half unit too. All right, that's where I'm at on this one. Toast, why don't you go next? You're last.
Yeah, very similar boat. I just did the run line. First five minus 0.5 at plus 105 for 0.75 units. The only thing to add on to what you guys have said with Darvish is the bad spots that he's had on the road at Atlanta, St. Louis, the Dodgers, and the Giants game was at the very beginning of the year. The Tigers do not fit that bill. I am not too worried.
Cool. All right, so looks like we are all on the same page there. Next game, please. Twins at Brewers. I'll go first. You ready for this, fellas?
I bet you have the same SGP as me.
No same game parlay here.
Oh.
To me, the biggest factor in this game is Chris Archer. You know what? I'll give you my bets first. Minnesota money line plus 167, and the first five under 4.5. That's at minus 130. Put a half unit on each of those. So, like I said, Chris Archer's the biggest X factor. If the same Chris Archer shows up that showed up in his last start, which was his first one back from injury, then the Brewers will cruise to an easy win here. But if you look at how Chris Archer was pitching in June, it was great. I mean, he started, ready for this? Chris Archer started 6 games in June. His combined ERA in those 6 starts was 1.67. He was pitching very well. Milwaukee had their emotional win last night, right? It's time. They had their big. Did they come from behind or they just win it at the? I don't even remember.
They came from behind.
They did come from behind. Yeah, so they came from behind. They got their win last night. Time for their bats to come out flat today. Corbin Burns probably pitches great, gets 0 run support, and I think Chris Archer pitches well too. I think at the end of 6, we're looking at a 1-1 baseball game, maybe 2-1 Brewers, and I'll take my chances with the plus 167 heading into the bullpen innings, Twins versus Brewers. So the first 5 under, and Minnesota money line for me. Right. Beaver second.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go too crazy on this game in terms of betting it, but I'm going to go with the over 7.5 at minus 120, putting 0.5 units on that one. Yet again, people, all the money's on the under here, and I can see why. Honestly, I agree with some of Kyle's points, but I'm just going to fade the money yet again here. Both of these offenses are pretty hot right now. You look at Milwaukee against right-handed pitching since July 10th. 7th in OBP, 4th in OPS, 7th in WRC+. They also draw a lot of walks, so I really like that in this matchup here. And then Minnesota on the road against righties had been cranking dudes. 2nd in OBP, 1st OPS, WRC+, and 3rd in hard hit percentage. I really think that Corbin Burns could get rocked again here. Simply put, I watched the Corbin Burns start against the Giants. He looked like flustered. It was weird. That was crazy. He didn't even allow that many hits to a very cold offense and still allowed them to score 2 through the first 5. And then let's factor in these bullpens. They're both pretty horrendous lately. I'm cool with that over 7.5.
Toast?
So I'm actually kind of in the same type of boat as Beaver. Originally, I had a Milwaukee SGP and under, but I've actually switched. I'm going to go Minnesota's first 5 team total over 1.5 at plus 110 for a half a unit. And then I'm just going to do the Minnesota Twins team total over 3.5 at plus 115 for another half a unit. I don't care who wins. I just want to see some runs, baby.
So you think they get to Corbin?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I'm on the Twins, so.
Yeah. I guess we're all on the same side here. Corbin Burns needs to get rocked.
Yeah, I mean, will gladly lose my first 5 under to win the top one. That puts me in the green.
Yep.
All right. Next game.
Bro, enough of this garbage ass series, bro. Enough of it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? This is some hot baseball right here. This is a hot ticket.
Not to mention, we passed a plus 100 ticket on there yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no, me and you did.
Yeah, I was a public Pete with that one. I'll take my Burns, honestly. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Zerpa didn't even pitch that bad, but whatever.
Toast, why don't you start?
Honestly, I just don't. This is like just a fade of everything LA. Kansas City money line for 0.75 units. I literally didn't even really look at it. I just know that Jason Junk is pitching in his first career start, and I have a hard time believing the Angels can win 2 in a row.
He started 4 games last year.
How'd he do?
I mean, yeah, he started 4 games last year.
Okay, well, either way, I'm on the Royals.
Okay.
Yeah, so the guy's name is literally Junk. I think there's a reason for that. God had a plan in this life, and it was to put this piece of garbage on the mound. I actually don't know how bad he is, but I was looking at his AAA numbers. Really nothing incredible. I'm assuming that maybe he'll pitch 4 innings or so, and then it's going to go to the bullpen, which has been quite frankly awful for LA this year. And then you got Brad Keller, Brad Keller is pretty terrible. I like fading Brad Keller. He looks like a naked mole rat, but at the very same time, this LA lineup simply cannot hit the ball. I know yesterday they were able to get some runs off Zerpa and the crew of the KC Royals bullpen, but I don't think that's going to be the case today. I'm just going to go with KC moneyline minus 134, and I'm putting 0.75 units on that. I really think that Brad Keller actually has a nice start here. Last 2 home starts against the Angels, 1 earned run through 14 innings pitched.
I couldn't disagree more with you guys. I really like the Angels. I know Brad Keller's recent numbers look actually pretty good, but don't be fooled. We know who Brad Keller is. If his last 6 starts, 2 of them were against Oakland and 2 of them were against Detroit. I'd say most major league arms, if they had 6 starts and 4 of them were against the Tigers and the Athletics, would probably have some pretty decent numbers. We know who this guy is. He had an ERA over 5 in June. He had an ERA over 5 in May. That's what he is. He's a low-end, number 3 starting pitcher, number 4 probably on most teams. He's a plus of over 5 ERA type guy. Jansen Junk, I mean, yeah, obviously we can't rely on him at all. Started 4 games last year. He had a 3.86 ERA. It didn't pitch much, though. He pitched 3 2/3, 4 innings. He didn't go too deep. But it's not really him I'm betting. The Angels bullpen has actually been good recently. They're in the top 10 in the past 2 weeks in both on-base percentage and slugging percentage allowed. Overall, I think the Angels, it's crazy that I have to think about this, but I think they have a better team than the Royals overall. But it's actually close, because that Angels team is really, really tough. But similar to yesterday, actually not similar, exact same thing as yesterday, I'm not comfortable laying that kind of juice with the Kansas City fucking Royals, man. So give me the Angels money line plus 115 for a full unit. All right, next game, please.
All right. Why isn't it go? Oh, I was clicking on the same one.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll go first here because it's super quick. It's gonna sound a lot like yesterday's read for the Dodgers. They're not gonna lose again to the Nationals. Shit. I said the same thing yesterday. They're not gonna lose again to the Nationals. Patrick Corbin on the road. If there's anything that could just fuck a streak up, it's Patrick Corbin on the road. I'm going the same exact thing as yesterday. Dodgers and Houston, moneyline parlay. It's at minus 102. I'm putting 1.5 units on it. There's no way the Dodgers or Astros get swept by the Nationals and Athletics. I'm sorry. 1.5 units on it on that moneyline parlay. Beaver, go second.
All right. Yeah, so I'm doing a different parlay. I am putting LA in the parlay. And that's really mainly because of Patrick Corbin. Andrew Heaney has zero business being this big of a favorite. Zero. But I will give him this. He looked great to start the season, and the Nationals really can't hit left-handed pitching. So, I mean, as long as the Dodgers can hit Corbin, who in his past 2 starts against the Dodgers has allowed 5 and 6 earned runs. Yeah, that's not even a question. I think they're going to be able to win this ball game. If they don't, Jesus Christ, they really need to look at getting Soto in that lineup. Let's go ahead and go with LAD and Toronto moneyline parlay. That's at minus 118, and I'm putting a full unit on that. Dude, isn't it crazy how both me and you did Dodgers, LA, parlay? No, not Dodgers, Houston parlays, and 2 days in a row it missed. Both games, like both of them lost.
Yeah, that is freaking crazy, man. Not if it won't happen a third time.
No, it's sinister.
Toast, where are you at?
Dodgers minus 1.5 for a unit. You already know what it is. I don't care. I don't care what happened the last 2 days. And I'm dead serious. I almost play this bet every single day, and I still make money at over 80%. So I'll take 2 losses. I'm really not worried about it.
What are the odds?
Minus 140. That? Minus 140.
Okay.
All right. So Dodgers minus 1.5, minus 140 for a full unit. That brings us to our next game, which is White Sox at Rockies. Oh, I hate my pick in this one. I'm going last. Toast, go first.
So I think I'm going to go with the White Sox. I don't love it, but I'm going to go White Sox on the money line at minus 135 for 0.75 units. I just do not like the way that the Rockies have been playing lately. Senzatella is garbage, but at the same time, Gio's better, but Gio on the road this year has been better than he has been at home, but just Gio has just been suspect in general for me. It's very hit or miss. So I'm not in love with the play, but I just can't get behind the Rockies with Senzatella and the way they've been hitting the ball right now.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm on the Rockies, but I don't love it. Beaver, give me Colorado money line at plus 118 for a half unit, and Colorado first 5 money line at plus 106 for a half unit. Maybe I'm a sucker for going back to the Rockies here. It's not the loss from yesterday that concerns me. It's the lack of hitting that concerns me with Colorado. They scored a combined 3 runs in their past 2 games, and if you're familiar with Rockies baseball, that's not going to cut it. They win games by winning shootouts. And if they're going to put up 1, 2, or even 3 runs a game, they're not going to win many of them. I'm taking my last shot with this lineup to show up. If they don't show up again, I will officially label the Rockies in my head as in a slump. I'm taking one more shot. I'm happy to fade Giolito, by the way. I will do that with a smile on my face. I don't care that his numbers on the road are slightly better at home. Since June 1st, so we're talking about 2 whole months here. Since June 1st, Lucas Giolito has a combined ERA in those 2 months of 6.42. This dude sucks. So, just a straight fade Giolito, and I'm putting my faith in the Rockies one last time. Beaver, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm not touching a side here. It's pretty hard, honestly. So I'm going with under 4.5 Ks for Lucas Giolito. Got that at minus 112. That's on FanDuel, and shouldn't have put FanDuel, but I'm putting 0.75 units on that one. There's actually a lot of reasons why I like this. First of all, Toast said it yesterday. The hit rate of the under when a starter makes their first start at Coors Field is unholy. The under always be hitting. Lucas Giolito's hit 14 of 17 games. So I need somebody to elaborate to me why it's only at 4.5 and why on most books they started juicing this pretty badly. It's a trap. They did the same thing with Blake Snell. I didn't fall for it, I cashed. But they also did the same thing with Musgrove and Clevenger, and I did fall for it. Simply put, the Rockies don't strike out at home. And if you look at Giolito, if you really look at his splits, he cannot strike out righties. He has a 15% drop in K percentage from lefties to righties. He's going to be seeing about 6 or 7 righties today in the Colorado lineup. I'm going to fade the trap here and I guess in a way ride with the books. Give me that under for Giolito.
All right. Any fade of Giolito is good in my book.
Yeah.
Let's cruise on to the next one. Astros. I mean, you already know mine. I don't have an extra bet. It's just my Dodgers Astros parlay. So Toast, why don't you start us off on the Astros Oakland game?
Oh man, I don't really like this game. All right, we're gonna go first 5 under 3.5 at minus 115 for 0.75 units. And then I'm also going to go Astros, Blue Jays, money line parlay. And that's going to come back at plus 107 for 0.75 as well. Cole Irving at home. I'm not going to go into the numbers because I know I'm sure Beaver has really good ones, but Cole Irving at home has been lights out. Christian Javier has been lights out. He hasn't looked as good lately, and actually his walks are kind of starting to go up. But at the same time, I just feel like at some point Houston's going to win a game here. So, it's more of a gut feeling than anything.
So I went Houston and Dodgers. You went Houston and Toronto, and Beaver went Dodgers and Toronto. We should all just parlay all three of them, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the donkey parlay of the day. It's literally like, oh, what's the biggest three favorites on the board? Let's put them together. I don't know. I feel like one of those will miss.
Your mom's the donkey parlay of the day.
Jesus,
all right, go ahead, Beaver.
This is unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going with Christian Javier under 18.5 outs. That's at minus 150, but I think the juice is for a pretty good reason here. That's just simply too high. He has a very, very low hit rate with this as a starter. And I'm talking about he's gone under this total in 12 of 14 starts this year. If you look at Javier's career on the road, he doesn't go deep into games. He always gets in trouble with the walks and stuff like that. And also against Oakland, he just simply doesn't have good numbers. In 9 appearances versus the Athletics, he's 1-2 with a 5.63 ERA. Not exactly what I'm looking to back. He's worse on the road, and he's also not quite good versus lefties. There's going to be a bunch of those in that Oakland lineup. And the Oakland bats are hitting lately. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's crazy, but they are. Last 5 righties against Oakland, a 7.29 ERA and a 1.5 whip. I think it's 5 or 6 straight right-handed pitchers against Oakland have allowed 3+ earned runs. And simply put, the last 7 right-handed pitchers versus Oakland have gone under the total. And through 6 career starts against the Athletics, they've all gone under. So I'm going to play the under here. I could see this getting moved too, so I would bet this now before it moves.
All right. Solid. Let's move on to the next one. Giants at D-backs. This one was a nice one for me. I'll go first because I like this game. Love the Giants here. You got the Giants facing a sweep at a very generous price, and the money is on Arizona. Arizona's the most public dog of the day. Obviously, people are seeing the 0-6. The Giants are 0-6 since the All-Star break. Obviously, people are seeing that and just going into auto-fade mode. I don't think that's the right move here. They lost 3 of those games against the Dodgers in L.A. A lot of teams lose out there, in case you're not following baseball. I think this is the perfect spot to avoid the sweep. Logan Webb's on the mound. He had 4 walks in his last start, but again, it's against the Dodgers in LA, a team he usually owns too. So he's allowed to have 1 bad game against the Dodgers, followed by 6 good ones or whatever the hell he just had. And in that game where he had 4 walks and 5 hits, he still went 6 innings with only 1 earned run. So I'm not buying into this Logan Webb is slipping bullshit. I love Logan Webb in this spot, and I don't care that Zach Allen is pitching for Arizona because he hasn't been very good. He had 1 good start. His last start was good. Sweet. At home against Washington. They're not hitting anybody, especially right-handed pitchers. All over the Giants here. You ready for the bets?
Yeah.
Giants money line, minus 118 for a full unit. Giants first 5, minus 0.5 for plus 125 for a half unit. You get that?
Yeah.
Cool. That's what I got. Beaver, you want to go second?
Yeah, I will. You were talking about how the Nationals really can't hit anybody, and Zach Allen had a good start against them. You know who else can't hit anybody? The San Francisco Giants. Quite frankly, this is one of the most pitiful offenses I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. Let's go ahead and look at the last 13 starting right-handed pitchers against the Giants. 13 of them. A 1.42 ERA, and a 0.9 whip. That is through 82 innings pitched. In terms of a sample size, it truly doesn't get better than that. It shows exactly how horrible this lineup is. And then we have Zach Gallen, who at home against lefties is about as untouchable as it gets. 195 OBP, 416 OPS, a 192 WOBA, 0.61 whip. I mean, come on. In terms of all the money, yes, maybe earlier it was, but now the Giants' money is coming in, and I still see that Diamondbacks line starting to move more and more down. 54% of the money is on the Giants. I mean, the Diamondbacks. I could deal with that. It's not 80%. It's 54%. I'm really not going to take a side here, though, because I do think that the Diamondbacks' bullpen is piss, and the Giants should be able to hit them, but they're not going to be able to hit Zach Gallen. And because of that, I'm going Zach Gallen under 2.5 earned runs.
Giants will get that in the first inning.
That's cool. And I'm putting that's at minus 135. I'm putting a full unit on that bad boy. It has been 15 pitchers in a row that have been under this total. Zach Gallen is more than capable of doing that here.
Toast, where are you at?
I'm all over the Giants with you. Giants money line for me for a full unit as well. Honestly, yeah, I don't know where everybody's getting Logan Webb slipping either. I think he's looked fantastic. And his last 4 starts against Arizona, he's looked really good. Zach Gallen, on the other hand, against San Francisco has been up and down at the same time. But I think that people forget that San Francisco going into the All-Star break was playing really good baseball, took a really couple games off of it. Milwaukee, they come out of the All-Star break and they run into the Dodgers and then the Snakes. So, again, I think we're getting a very cheap number for one of the better pitchers in the league this year that continuously puts up numbers, especially against this Arizona Diamondbacks offense.
All right, Toast is with me. And Beaver, good. I'm glad he's on the other. Actually, he's not necessarily on the other side.
No, I actually think the first 5 goes under pretty heavy. I mean, Webb's worst spot is on the road against lefties, but every time he faces Diamondbacks, he shuts them down. And the Diamondbacks really can't bat against righties; they're crushing lefties. So, yeah,
exactly. All right, next game. Rangers at Mariners. All right. You know what? I just started. Toast. Yeah, Toast starts off.
Seattle money line, just like I said before yesterday, it just seems like when Seattle plays the Rangers, they win. And now they are, 31-10, their last 41 playing Texas. Not to mention I get my boy Marco Gonzalez on the mound after a bad start in Houston, a couple bad starts. I just think that he pitches a lot better at home. And again, John Gray's actually been really good for Texas too. I'm assuming Sauce is on Texas here, but I'm going to continue to ride the Mariners here today.
Yeah, I'm on Texas. Yeah, they win 3 out of every 4, which means they're due for a loss right now. I like John Gray, and this dude just seems to keep getting better as the season progresses. In the month of June, John Gray had a 2.39 ERA. In the month of July, John Gray had a 2.25 ERA. He's pitching like an ace right now, man. The Rangers are 7-1 in John Gray's last 8 starts. And John Gray got the decision in 7 out of those 8 starts, too. So he's pitching deep enough into games, which gives us a little more trust in the guy. Marco Gonzalez, on the other hand, like, Toast said, my guy, Marco Gonzalez, that's your guy? He's been getting shelled. Like, do you really trust this guy? I don't.
2 bad starts.
He started 4 games in the month of July, and he's allowed 36 hits in those 4 games. That's a ton of goddamn hits. One of those starts against the Rangers, they had 11 hits and 5 runs off him. This guy is throwing batting practice to the Rangers. After losing 2 in a row, facing the sweep. I love Texas here. Give me the Texas money line minus 118 for a full unit, and Texas first 5 minus 0.5 plus 110 for a half unit. The exact same bets I did for San Francisco.
Yeah, so
who are you siding with?
I'm siding with neither of you. I guess in some way I'm siding with Toast, but I'm going with John Gray under 6.5 Ks. That's at minus 143. I'm putting a full unit on that one. Yes, John Gray has been a bit of a K machine lately. I'll definitely give you that. But he's also been playing at home a lot more lately. And simply put, on the road, he does see a pretty big drop in K percentage. And not only does he see a big drop in K percentage on the road, but he sees a huge drop in K percentage against lefties. Now he's going to be facing 7 of those today. There was no line on this earlier on FD, which makes me think that they really don't like this. And of the last 18 right-handed pitchers at Seattle, just two of them have cashed his total, and they've barely gone over. Gray is 7 of 17 to line overall, and on the road, he's gone over in just 3 of 12 starts. He only owns a 13.8 K percentage against this lineup. That is really, really low. If you're going to give me 6.5, I'm going to take that all day. I don't mind the juice whatsoever.
Damn. So Jess is saying that the high frequency feedback, but maybe our sound is off. I hope not. Anyway, no one else has said anything, so let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
So next, me and Toast battling in this one, and move on to the next game. Marlins at Reds. And, I have an interesting pick here. So I'm taking the Marlins again. Who'd have thunk 2 days in a row I'd be playing the Marlins, but they cashed for me last night. So Luis Castillo is pitching for the Reds. They're trying to trade this dude ASAP. They're trying to trade him ahora, like right now. Like they might get a call in the 3rd inning for this dude. I really, really seriously doubt that they're going to leave him out here to throw 90 pitches. He's their best trade asset, and they're going to be sellers. They're trying to trade. The trade deadline's in, 4 or 5 days? I really doubt this dude goes deep into the game. And if you take Luis Castillo out of it, the Reds have the worst bullpen in baseball right now, maybe. So if Luis Castillo leaves this game after 4 innings, even if the Reds have a lead, even if the Reds are up like 2-0 against that bullpen, even the horrible Marlins lineup might be able to put up a few. Oh, yeah. Also, look at Braxton Garrett. This dude's throwing. In his 4 starts in July, he's thrown over 25 innings, which means he's averaging over 6 innings a start. And his ERA this month is 1.8 in those 4 starts. This dude's throwing. I can't believe I'm back in the Marlins lineup twice in a row, but I like it. So give me the Miami money line plus 128 for a full unit. I'll take plus 30. I'll take plus 130. No. I want that plus 130. There you go. Toast, I know you're on the other side, right?
Yeah, Reds first 5. I'm only going first 5, though. Reds first 5, minus 0.5 at minus 115, minus 120. I'm not sure where it's at now, either way. And I want it for a full unit as well. Braxton Garrett, another one of my guys, but 3 of his last 4 starts, 2 of them against Pittsburgh, 1 of them against the Nationals. I think the Reds versus a left-hander at Great America Ballpark, a little bit better than that. Plus, like I said, I just like Castillo to put on a show one more time for the Reds fans. And I actually do agree with you, though. If he got that Reds bullpen and stuff, I want 0 to do with.
All right, Beaver, where are you at?
Do I even need to tell you?
Because I don't have the.
Do I even need to tell you? It's every day.
Oh, Marlins first 5 team total under.
We rinse and repeat, and we continue to make money. It is the simplest bet in all of sports. I don't know how I could put into words just how bad this Marlins lineup is. I'm not going to make another quadriplegic joke. I'm sorry to the quadriplegic community. Simply put, this team is so bad. Just take a look at that lineup. There is close to 0 people with any form of hitting talent whatsoever on the lineup. They just can't hit right now. The last 15 to 18 right-handed pitchers have held them under this total. And Hunter Green yesterday, right? The man was letting up runs left and right going into that game. Left and right, but they simply can't capitalize. They can never capitalize on any runners. I was also saying yesterday, they can't hit the fastball, just like Hunter Green throws. Luis Castillo has an even higher frequency of fastballs thrown. This is just so simple. I like Toast bet a lot, but also, Kyle, I really don't mind yours. As long as Miami could keep it somewhat close in the first 5, if Braxton Garrett doesn't get lit up, I could see both you guys winning.
Next game, please.
I love this game.
Then go first,
start.
Beaver.
Yeah, start.
All right. Baltimore. You won't catch me fading the Baltimore Orioles right now. They are hot as all hell, and simply put, I really think that the Rays look like garbage. That bullpen looks, quite frankly, just simply lost out there. We saw it yesterday. Shane McClanahan just throws a gem, and then out of nowhere, we see that Rays bullpen come in and screw up his very fine effort. Just a 2-hit effort, by the way. Drew Rasmussen does have good numbers against the Baltimore Orioles. I will definitely go ahead and concede that, but both of those starts were at home. On the road, at night, that is a nightmare spot for Drew Rasmussen. He's got a 36.4 hard hit percentage in those spots. And if you look at the Baltimore Orioles against righties lately, they're cranking them. They actually have flipped. They've gone Craig City, baby. No, but they went from a lineup that was smashing lefties to a lineup that is now smashing righties. I'm all for backing the offense here. And then let's just talk about Tyler Wells. He has a 577 OPS and a 242 OBP against this lineup. And I know that he has floundered just a little bit over his past 3 games. I'm not blind to that, but look at these numbers against lefties at night. Holy shit. A 386 OPS, a 176 WOBA, and a 0.62 whip. He is absolutely dealing. The Baltimore bullpen is far superior. You will not catch me on the Rays. I do not understand how there is more money on the Rays today than the Baltimore Orioles. People must be blind.
Toast, where are you at?
I'm going to actually play the over in this game. Over 8.5 at plus 100 for a half a unit. And then I'm also going to go Baltimore on the money line for another half a unit as well.
I'm on the Rays, man. I am definitely on the Rays. I think it's the perfect spot to stop their losing streak.
Sauce streak and teams facing sweeps.
Yeah.
Actually, today, it's weird. Today I have a few of them in that spot, yeah. But Drew Rasmussen's numbers on the road are worse than they are at home, no doubt. Beaver's right. But, I mean, his ERA at home is 2.09 and his ERA on the road is 4.15. A 4.15 ERA isn't like auto fade material for me. I'm not saying he's good on the road, but like, let's not act like he's Patrick Corbin. Meanwhile, Tyler Wells looks like shit, dude. He looks horrible. 3 consecutive bad starts. I think Tampa Bay has the starting pitching advantage here. And this isn't 1 month ago. The Orioles bullpen is still throwing well, but if you were right a month ago, the Orioles bullpen was like top 3, top 4 and everything. They're looking more like low top 10 in most categories now. The bullpen's still good, not elite like Beaver's trying to make it sound. I'm on Tampa Bay 2 ways here. Tampa Bay first 5 money line minus 124 for 0.5 units. Tampa Bay money line minus 119 for 0.75 units. All right.
It is okay. What has the Rays bullpen done lately? They look real
Let
good.
it go, Beaver. Let it go.
This guy. How dare you? How dare you?
Next. I'll go first. I tried to go take a sharp shot with the cards yesterday. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm saying it depressingly. I made money. I hit my first 5 run line at plus 115, and then lost the I lost the full game run line. So, it was a very small profit, but was in the green in this game. But it's clear that Toronto is officially back to being the powerhouse they were a month and a half ago or however long ago that was. The Blue Jays have won 7 games in a row. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Since the All-Star break, no one's come within 3 runs of Toronto. Just playing the hot team here. I don't care if Wainwright's pitching. Give me Toronto minus 1.5 at minus 120 for 1 unit. Beaver.
All right. So as you guys heard earlier, I got the LAD Toronto moneyline parlay. That's at minus 118 for a full unit. And then I'm just going to bet what I bet every single day and make money on. It never seems to fail me. It's a Toronto first 5 team total over 2.5 at a cheap price of minus 115. And that's I love that actually because Wainwright, if there's like a horrible spot for Wainwright, the guy simply can't pitch on the road against righties. He's been pretty bad against them all season. He's looked quite shaky lately. He just went into Cincinnati and got rocked. Now you got to face the Toronto lineup. Good luck with that. You want to know what Toronto's batting since July 14th against righties? 400. They are batting 400 since July 15th against right-handed pitching. There's no way I don't take it here. I love the spot for Toronto. And then just one more thing I got to add. Kevin Gausman is lights out against left-handed batters. Exceptional. There's going to be 6 or 7 in that Cardinals lineup today. Oh, and what numbers does Gausman have against this Cardinals lineup? Oh, just a 122 OBP and a 211 OPS. Yeah. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays in the parlay.
All right. Toast, I'm assuming, is with us on this.
Yeah. 1.5 units on the Jays money line, or the Jays run line, just like I did yesterday. I'm going to continue to ride this team into the oblivion.
All right. Same bet as yesterday. Let's cruise on to the next game.
Okay. And that is... Oh, there we go, baby.
Yankees at Mets.
Start us off, Sauce.
Yeah.
I mean...
You public bastard. You public
Hating your
bastard.
own team. You couldn't even celebrate the ass whooping because you bet the goddamn Yankees, bro. Like, what a disgrace.
Oh, man.
Dude, the Mets are number 1 against lefties since July 26th.
The Mets just fuck, bro.
Since July 26th, number 1.
I mean, obviously, I'm not betting Domingo Germán. If that's what you're expecting.
No.
So,
just wondering.
I'm scared of this game because I feel like the bets are too easy. Mets first 5 minus a half run at minus 125 seems really, really generous with Scherzer versus Domingo Germán. I'm putting a full unit on it. I'm also betting the Mets team total over 3.5 at minus 150. And I'm putting a full unit on that as well. I don't understand why these numbers, why they're giving us this. It scares the shit out of me. But I mean, dude, Domingo Germán looked absolutely awful in his first start. Here comes his second. What are we expecting him to come out and shut down the Mets in Citi Field? What the hell? Like, against Scherzer? What the... obviously, I'm on the Mets, and those are the 2 ways I'm going to bet it. What are you guys betting?
Yeah, so I did... No, Tosh, you go. I went second last time.
It's just funny that he said that has that Mets. I have the same thing. Mets team total over 3.5 at minus 150 for a unit. I literally wrote that down. Like, I don't understand this number, and if it's a trap, so be it. But at 150, like, I feel like I have to play it. Like, this number should be at least 4.5. Like, it doesn't make any sense for me. And then I'm also going to take the over 7 for a half a unit at minus 125 as well.
Over 7? Okay, cool. Beaver, where are you at?
Yeah, so I'm definitely on that Mets team total with you guys, and but I just made it a parlay itself. So I got the Mets money line and Mets. One second, let me try and type this a bit neater. Mets money line and then Mets team total over 3.5. If you put that in SGP, you can get that at plus 105. I love that. So I put 0.75 units on that.
That's cool. All right. So, yeah, obviously we're all on the same page there with freaking Germán.
And
I have that.
What were you going to say?
You didn't. We have these games in a different order because I have that as the last game, but we didn't do the Cleveland-Boston game yet.
This is what I have as the last game.
Well, we still have Boston.
So this is the last game that you have?
Yeah,
all right, that makes sense. So okay. All right, I'll go first. I'm on Cleveland again. I have serious doubts about Nathan Eovaldi, man. I know that he came back and he had to pitch against the Yankees and the Blue Jays. I get that, and I keeping that in mind. But at the same time, the dude's completely forgotten how to make it out. I decided in his last start when I believe he started the 27-run game, right?
I'm not sure. Probably.
Well, he gave up 9 runs, so I feel like it has to be.
He started the 20-run game, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I decided in that game when he was getting shelled, he gave up 9 earned runs and however many. I decided I was going to fade Eovaldi until he shows me he could be Nathan Eovaldi again. I cashed the Guardians last night. By the way, Cleveland is low-key hitting right-handed pitching very well. In the last 2 weeks, they're 4th in the MLB in OPS against right-handed pitching. So this lineup, if you rewind a month ago, this lineup was in the depths. They have like slowly, low-key crawled out of the depths and they're hitting again. I am not crazy about backing Cal Quantrill. He has he's stuck it to me plenty of times, but yeah, I mean, he just went into Chicago and beat the White Sox, though. I like that. And I don't think going into Boston and beating the Red Sox against Eovaldi is too much of an ask of him. We just went into Chicago and beat the White Sox. So give me Cleveland, first 5 money line at plus 112 for 0.5 units. And Cleveland money line at plus 110 for 0.5 units.
I like that. Yeah.
It's plus 112, but not plus 122.
Okay.
Plus 112.
Thank you for that clarification. All right, so what I'm picking in this game is pretty similar. I'm going to go with that Cleveland money line at the plus 110. They have the better bats right now. They have the better bullpen, and this is crazy to say, but they might have the better pitcher right now. So I'm going to go with that. And then my favorite bet for this game, I went with it for Winkowski yesterday, and I was told, 5.5 is too high. No, it's fucking not. Over 5.5 hits allowed. I'm getting that at minus 130, and I'm putting 0.75 units on it. Eovaldi at home this year has been pretty dreadful. Just going to go ahead and say that right now. And if you look, it's hit his last 7 and 9 games, is 5-6 to the over at home. He faced Cleveland twice last year and allowed 6+ both times. 5 career starts for his Cleveland, all hit, averaging 7.2. And the last 7 to 8 right-handed pitchers against Cleveland have hit this mark. Everything is lining up for him to go over. So I'm just going to ride with that here. I definitely like it.
Sauce, what's the money?
I shall tell you.
Because I'm having a hard time getting to where you guys are.
Most of it's on Cleveland. 75% on Cleveland.
Boston money line minus 132 for 0.75 units. I just don't trust this Cleveland team yet. I might look like an idiot like I did yesterday. I had the over written up yesterday, and then you guys were on Cleveland. I got the emotion. My emotions get the best of me. That was stupid. The play was the over yesterday. But yeah, call it a gut play. I don't know. I obviously I'm not going to be able to woo you guys with numbers with Eovaldi and stuff like that. I just feel like I don't feel like the Boston season can be saved, but if there's one guy that's going to pitch well to give them something to be happy about, it's going to be Eovaldi at home. So I don't know. Just call it a gut feeling to me.
All right, we're on the opposite side of that one too.
I just want to address a comment. There was one that said, Beaver, where can you put that in an SGP? If you're talking about the Mets one, you go on DraftKings and you could do that there. In terms of if you want to parlay Cleveland and the over 5.5 hits, you could also go on DK and do Cleveland money line, and then it's going to say player hits, and put that at 6+ hits. And it should be pretty nice plus money, actually, now that you say it.
Yeah, when you do those SGPs, you click the button at the top, and then you would click Mets money line, and then there's the bar that has like game lines, all that stuff. You go all the way to the end, and that's where those team totals are.
Yeah.
All right. So it's time for extra bets. Beaver, clear the slates so we can put some extra bets up. Personally, we got to do this quick because we got to get the VIP out for everyone. Yeah. So real quick, I have a round robin to give out, and I don't know if these people in here know that. I know that like my VIPs know what a round robin is, but I don't. There's a lot of people here that aren't.
If you don't know what a round robin is, literally click on the channel link and go to where it says what is a round robin. Explained by none other than Mr. Kyle Kirms.
Yeah, if you type in what is a round robin in betting, I'm the first result too. So I have a really good video explaining. But here's the round robin I'm giving out. Beaver, it's 6 teams. So you can put it right over my face. So this is here are the 6 teams involved in this round robin. Angels money line, Rockies money line. I don't hear you typing, Beaver. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I type in silence.
Blue Jays money line. Toronto money line. Mets money line. Houston money line. And Dodgers money line. So, there's multiple ways to play this. So, basically, I'm thinking what I'm saying is 5 out of these 6 teams will win. So, if you want to go play it safe, go with a 4-pick round robin. Personally, I'm putting down a 5-pick round robin, and I'm going to play it a little heavy. And I'll probably play a 5-pick round robin pretty heavy, and then throw a few dollars on the parlay of all 6 as well. I really think that 5 of those 6 will win. So sorry to give you guys a confusing ass round robin. That's just, I was trying to build a parlay, and then just through combining things, I ended up building a round robin instead.
Beaver, you got something, or want me to go?
Nah, honestly, I will say the VIPK parlays should have some really nice juice today. That's all I'll say. But I still need to build that.
Okay. I've got a hit parlay for the folks. It's all in the Dodgers game. Just really going to attack Patrick Corbin. Mookie Betts to get a hit. Justin Turner to get a hit. Freddie Freeman to get a hit. Trey Turner to get a hit. All 4 of those come back at plus 170. I actually really, really like that one.
Those are some 4 powerhouse names you just threw out there. All right. So Beaver's K parlay will be on the VIP ticket, right, AJ, you said?
Yes, I just got to get that cooking. So, yeah. What is that? What are the odds for your hit parlay, Toast?
Plus 170.
I also have another smaller parlay that I'll put on the VIP, and then that's it. So we'll post everything up. We'll keep the top 5 bets going because you guys noticed that I think in our last week the top bets is like at 80%. We've been killing it. The top bets have been slaughtering it. So I'll make sure to do another top 5 bets on there.
Because this is the same thing that happened last year. We went on a dip and then we just went. Ooh.
Yeah. Last year we sucked for all of July and got hot in August. We got hot early this year. All right. In the past 14 days, the VIP is up plus 21.42 units. So
holy shit.
Over 1.5 units a day. it's cruising. But all right, so real quick, let me look at the schedule, see where we're coming on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. We'll skip those 2 day games. Let's make it 4 p.m. And we have 8 games to go through. So 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We'll see you back here, hopefully with fatter bank accounts than we have now. Everyone have a great Wednesday. Spread your money out and bet smart. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Damn, a lot of games we just went through.